Right, hello, this is me doing another video. Yeah, we're in Heim Rada. I just thought I'd show you a bit of a cheeky shot there. So you obviously just go around the dungeons doing what you normally do and try and do as many speeders as you can, because you get some really nice items, and also you get a medal, and that will help towards the medal trophy, which is one of the hardest things ever. It's just basically, I think when I got to the end last time and I was doing the medals, I just kind of had to like go away, and then maybe after work or something I would like put the game on and do a couple of levels and see, you know what I mean, and do it that way rather than doing it all at once, because it gets tedious. But you do, by the time you've got all the medals and everything, you've done, you're quite high up sort of like level wise and stuff. So I did the Fishy Frenzy, and you can take a couple of pictures in here. And sort of my goal really is just to get through the beginners one, because then I can recruit that fair bit person that normally hangs out outside. I think I've just left the whole of this in actually. Anyway, you get the idea about the photos. Yeah, so with the medals, the most important thing to remember about the medals is get all of them from the Moon Palace before you finish the game, because it disappears and then there's no way of you getting the medals. You have to do medals on the post-game dungeon as well to get the actual trophy, so it's really long-winded. But like, I think Speeder is actually one of the easier ones to do. I thought it was one of the hardest ones, but by the time you've had to like level up one of your badge monsters, I used one of those flying dragon things, and you have to take that into the the hardest dungeon and complete one of the levels with your dragon. So that was pretty tricky, because they're not particularly powerful, so you have to sort of like get a couple of shots in and then run away, and then keep doing that in order to get through the harder levels of the post-game dungeon, which is the hardest dungeon. And you'll even notice, even after messing about with all the other dungeons and trying to get as many medals as possible, you'll notice that that is significantly more hard than the Moonflower Palace. And actually the speeder in the Moonflower Palace is pretty easy, because you haven't got any rivers or spots that it can really sort of go out of bounds in, so it's actually a lot easier to do the Moonflower Palace. But you will have to do some of the levels as your badge monster, so you would need to sort of level up for that really, in order to finish the Moonflower Palace, all the medals, so that you can get all I mean, you can leave the other ones if you like, but that's the one that you need to get before the end of the game to get into the next dungeon, because it disappears and you'll have no chance of it otherwise. Yeah, so I got a bit lucky with my Finny Frenzy. I managed to get a couple of rare, is it Mayan Garians fish, and since I got them from the swamp pool place in Sindane, when I was trying to fish out the big fish, the King Marden, and I just managed to get two of these instead. It was kind of a mistake, but anyway, I went with it, and I've been feeding them up ever since. So they get hungry quite. I think I previously said that it takes a couple of levels to get hungry again, but it doesn't. You can actually feed them before and after a level in a dungeon, so You can get them. I think I've only got like 36 points on most of the attributes for these, but that is enough to get through the beginners. Finny Frenzy. I think you get a trophy for this. I can't quite remember. You get one for the S level as well, and all you do is just max out all of the attributes on the fish for that. But initially I just wanted to get through the beginners one so I can recruit. I can't never remember her name, and I thought she was a guy previously, so there's a fair bit that hangs out outside and will only be your friend if you win this race. So you get some really good speeder prizes in post-game dungeon as well. You get things like what are those apples? The apples that increase your HP, you get some of those. You'll get gems, and you'll get level up pack. You get some rubbish stuff as well, but that is probably the best place. And in the chests as well, you'll get things like, you'll get 5 holy crystals that you can use as throwing objects. So it's a lot more generous with the throwing objects. Yeah, so won that. You get a sword, but I've got Monica on a pretty good sword at the moment. She's about 1 away from the Island King, so we won't be using that. Probably flog it for a few quid. And then you can recruit Olivie. Quite handy. You also obviously you'll get a trophy for recruiting everybody, and you'll get a trophy for fishing out a rare fish, and she sells the lure for that. So it's the fork lure, and I'll show you that later. So I've just got a new outfit from Donny for all the photographs. The way the photograph thing works is that it gives you stuff once you've done a level, not when you've got more scoops kind of thing. Take a photograph of that big flaming thing, that's missable. Also, build a straw house before you blow that thing up, because you'll need to take a photograph of the cinders when you come back. So you sort of build the straw house, go and do a level, come back and then take a photograph of the cinders and the geezers. So don't get rid of all the geezers until the end, sort of thing.
Mount Gundor and the village below it, Heim Rada.
So we're just picking up the bomb now.
Pasnos, the mobile stronghold of our rebel army, was once built here.
There's a load of photographs you can take here, plus there's quite a lot of those little treasure chests with your witch parfaits and your potato pies and whatnot. And once we've done Heim Rada, there's another section of the game where you have to go back to the previous dungeons and do slightly harder versions of those dungeons to get to the altars to pick up the stones. So there's like wind stone, fire stone,
and you must be Garrett, the plant manager.
4 elements if you like.
I'm Maximilian. Nice to meet you.
The origin point of this workshop was erased. We're in the middle of trying to bring it back.
Ah, so that's what happened, is it? Everything changed so suddenly I had no idea what was going on. So do you think you'll be able to restore the workshop?
Well, there's a problem. They're trying to put a stop to our building by raining embers down on Heim Rada.
Raining
Yeah, the
embers.
fire squall.
That's probably the fire squall.
That's what it's called. So take a photograph of that before you blow it up.
Fire squall?
And your cinders
Yes, in the
and your
beginning they
geezers.
tried to destroy the workshop directly using that device.
The workshop itself?
The fire squall is a terrifying device that takes energy from the volcano and turns it into a boiling hot rain that burns up man-made things. We were able to protect the workshop by destroying the device in the volcano's crater.
So once we've done Heim Rada, then we do the
set up the fire squall in the past and prevent the workshop from ever existing.
the sort of like dungeons within a dungeon thing. We get all the stones, then we go to Kazaroff Stonehenge.
So we have to take out the fire squall in the past as well, right?
That's right.
And you'll
I think
see
the
what
device
happens
is
then.
probably near the crater at the
That'll
top
be in
of
the
the
next
volcano.
video.
Use this.
And then it's sort of really time to
Use it to
start
blow
getting
up
the
fire
badges for
squall.
Monica.
Make sure they don't find it before it goes off.
Okay.
Doing a few of the
I gotcha.
medals.
Thanks, Garrick.
See
And then
you.
doing the
Good
Moonflower
luck.
Palace. And you've got to get all the medals from
it.
the Moonflower Palace
So that's
before
what's causing our
you
fire
finish the
rain
game,
problem.
because
Let's hurry up and destroy it.
if you don't do that,
Alright.
Moonflower Palace disappears and you haven't got a chance of getting your trophy for the medals.
Right. It's set. Get
You can leave the
clear.
other ones, the other dungeons are still open. It's a shame really, because like post game you lose all the future shops. So you know, like Durax Mall and all that, you lose all that, and you lose the Moonflower Palace. So you've got to sort of really go around, make sure you picked up all your treasure
Oh,
boxes
yeah,
from
it
the
worked.
future
That
bits.
should stop the fire rain
And
problem.
also get all the medals for Moonflower Palace. It's not too tricky actually. The speed is the easiest there that you can do. Now this is the last chance you'll get to take a picture of the Death Ark, so I would do that now if you haven't done it previously.
So, you wiped out the fire squall, you repugnant little devils. Now it's time for you to die!
And this is really one for your iPod. You can't reach it with any other kinds of attack. So you should have your iPod fairly
No use. My magic won't reach at
well
this
levelled
distance.
up by this point.
Max, use your ride pod. I'll wait for my chance and try to get on the ship.
Okay, let's do it.
So yeah, a bit of panic photography there. But once you've got it, you can get on your iPod. I always forget about those stamina drinks. They increase your attack by, well, it doubles it. So if you're finding you're having a bit of a problem, just get one of those stamina drinks. You'll be doing 400 points damage then.
Damn you, you little brats! Just how did you?
Gaspard, you won't slither away from me this time.
There's plenty more where that came from, girl. What? We're falling!
So yeah, we lose Monica. So you have to do the rest of the dungeon just with Max, but it's quite easy if you've got the iPod, pretty much kills everything. I've got a level 4 barrel cannon on there at the moment. I prefer it to the Nova Cannon because it's a lot quicker. You seem to get a lot more shots off.
I'm Maximilian.
So we're just going to pick
nice
up
to meet you.
that horn
Maximilian?
so we can go through the
Could you
lava
possibly
later
be
on.
Elena's?
You know my mother?
And we can take
So
a
you
picture
are then.
of the lava
You have your
road.
mother's
That's another
eyes.
scoop.
That's nice to hear.
I'm Galen Agaris.
And I think after we've
I've
done
been leading the rebels against Griffin,
the
but
little
it looks like my
dungeony
own
bits
origin
within the
point has been
dungeons,
erased somehow.
I'll do some of the scoops that I haven't got. And do a
By the
video
way,
of that.
how's Monica?
She was aboard Gaspard's battleship and fell into the Mount Gunder volcano. I'm heading out to save her.
Is that right? Then take this with you. The bottom of Mount Gundor is a dangerous place with a flowing river of lava. The going gets very rough. Use that when flames block your path. The same flames will become your servants. You should be able to make your way across the lava. That's the legendary instrument, Firehorn. It's one of my land's greatest treasures. It will come in handy.
Thanks. I'll do my best.
Gaspard killed my friend Raybrand. Raybrand was a noble king and the mightiest of knights. But Gaspard defeated him. You mustn't underestimate him.
King Raybrand, Monica's father.
That's right.
I'm gonna make Gaspard pay. Don't worry.
I know you can do it. The Atlamelia chose you. Good luck.
So yeah, use the horn
It's
and
party.
take a photo of the lava road. And then you can take a photograph of the damaged ship. It's another one. And also, in this fight, we get a bit of a sob story from the villain who's killed Monica's dad. But she seems quite taken and accepts it, really.
Right
I
on
don't think I'd be
schedule, I
quite so
see.
forgiving.
Monica!
Worry about your
But
own hide, boy.
I tried to take a photograph of this guy when we're fighting him normally, but that's not the scoop. It's when he changes into his final form that you take the photograph,
Still
and
wet
that's
behind the ears.
Ultimate Gaspard.
I'll show you
Here's a
what
scoop
true
there.
power is. Once again. Why do you refuse to give up, boy?
I won't forgive what you've done.
You say you won't forgive what I've done, but why?
You're chasing after my mother. You'll hurt her if I don't stop you.
Your mother? You fight to protect your mother. Ha! How juvenile. But you know, I used to be that way too.
Huh?
I had a mother too, just like everyone else.
Monica!
So you hate me too, eh? Well, it's only natural, since I'm your father's sworn enemy. We're the same, you and I. Exactly the same.
What are you talking about? We're nothing like you.
I just wanted to protect my mother, too. I was a loathsome child, born to a changeling father and a human mother. The humans called me Demon Child. Despite that, my parents and I were able to live happily in that small village. But when I was still a small boy, my father fell ill. Mother tried desperately to nurse him, but it was all for nothing. My father fell into a never-ending sleep. After he died, the other villagers chased us out of town, calling us freaks and monsters. They had always feared my father, and had just been pretending to be nice to us. My mother tried her best to protect me from it all. After that, we traveled from village to village. It was a tough life those days were. Mother even had to resort to stealing sometimes, in order to make sure I had enough food to eat. The exhaustion of always being on the road, the censure from the humans, the stress of it all made Mother terribly ill.
Gaspard, it's time to say goodbye.
Mother, what do you mean? I'm not going anywhere. Can't we stay together?
Listen carefully, Gaspard. No matter what, you mustn't think ill of people. No good can ever come out of hatred. You'll be on your own from now on. Don't let the loneliness get to you. You must continue this journey. You must find something you want to protect, even if it takes your whole life. Search for that. You must live your life searching for that until you find it. Until then, you must never stop this journey.
What? What am I supposed to find? Mother? Can't you see? I don't understand.
I know if anyone can find it, you can. Gaspard.
Mother? Mother! Open your eyes! Mother! Mother!
When did my journey end? I haven't done anything my mother asked. It's just hatred that drives me now. I just didn't have anything worth protecting.
Gaspard.
But you have something. Something to protect. To protect even if it costs your life. You must continue your journey. You mustn't give up now. Could you show me where your journey will take you? I'd like to see it too. The end of my own journey. Farewell.
I will not forgive this betrayal.
What the?
You're one of mine. If you don't kill them, you will live to regret it.
That voice! Could it be?
What's happening to him?
We'll have to fight him. Gaspard.
Guess I won't be able to see your journey to its end. When I see my mother again, I'll tell her that at the end, I finally met you too.
Gaspard. Hello, Mother. I'm home. Sorry, Mother. I couldn't find what you asked me to. But you know what? I met some weird guys. They were both real nice.
You found it, Gaspard. You managed to find it. Welcome home, Gaspard.
Yeah, so we've killed another one of the villains, and he's been redeemed.
Damn,
So
damn,
that's all
damn
good.
that Griffin.
Monica.
And the next video will be, yeah, sort of, I'll be a bit of everything really. I guess it's doing some of the medals, some of the scoops, and the badges. Maybe we'll do the badges, but we'll have to go to the Moonflower Palace for one of those anyway, and the diamond card. So I'll do a bit of the Moon Palace as well, and obviously the diorama for that too.
Well, finally Heim Rada has been completely restored. All thanks to you,
We were just doing our part.
Monica.
Yes?
I have something I must give you.
Really? What is it?
Huh?
Here.
What's this?
That's the sword your father, Rembrandt, left to me. He asked me to give it to you if anything should happen.
It's my father's sword?
That sword is imbued with great power. A normal person could never make use of it. But with you as you are now, I'm sure you could draw out its strength. Now is the time for you to take that sword and fight alongside your father, Monica.
Father!
Someone could get to yet another sword that we probably won't even use.
That's
But there's
Pasnos.
quite a few
We built it
photographs
for our
here. There's another
struggle
scoop,
against Griffin.
Pasnos.
It's the secret
And the
ace
only
up the
thing
rebel
really
army's
left to
sleeve.
do is to wander around the entire Heim Rada, all the rings, and pick up any little treasure chest you can pick up. So take a photo. And that's it really, yeah.